So, you guys had finished up the battle. Were surveying the damage. Spymaster Thanic arrived a little while after. Who knows? It takes some time to get somebody to actually teleport you out to where you need to go. Um, the party told him what they had discovered. They found some amulets of the cult of the dragon on the necromancers that were present at the attempted assassination. Uh, Aoife was keeping her eyes peeled for anyone that was acting a little out of the ordinary. There was a pair of women she thought looked kind of suspicious. Turned out to be a woman named Kaylein Crewe and her daughter. The pair was questioned. Jennifer was pretty hostile to them, and they were eventually escorted out. Sir Randall reappeared with some healers from nearby village to help take care of the injured. So the party left for their keep. Melanie stayed behind to help Thanic's people and learned that over the past 6 months there had been an increase of grave robbing in the region. Most of the places that were hit were small grave sites. She also learned that there were some suspects jailed, but the majority of the accused were not convicted for lack of evidence. Then she realized she didn't have a way to get back home. So she found an inn. She found an inn, the Black Sheep Inn. Stayed there for the night. Tried to get a horse from Kelvin, the horse farmer. Apparently, 10 gold can't get you a horse. So Kelvin, feeling kind of bad, was like, I'll give you a ride back. Just let me tell my wife and kid that I'll be back later in the day. So he gave you a ride back to the keep. Alexandra arrived, performed Speak with Dead to the two heads that you guys had obtained. Found a couple things. That the orders attached was for... Why did I say mansion? Auto spell correct, sorry. Oh, attack! Sorry. The orders to attack was given by the Death Creeper of the Swamp. Also, they were to spy on the heroes of Leona. Their employer, quote, was a black dragon, and the Eyes of Rancing Water were the ones observing them. The necromancers themselves were forced to serve the disease devourer. They were contacted via magical stones, and they could be contacted through I can't read today. They could contact them through the last remaining hatchling. All right. After the questioning was done, Alexandra took Theo and Tilda aside and mentioned that she actually had the location of the white crystal, and she was in the process of gathering herself, Angelo, Iskin, and Issa to go to the Feywild to go grab this crystal. She figured you guys had enough of the Feywild. So she pretty much gave the choice to Theo whether he wanted to come with or stay. Theo decided to stay back to guard the rest of the pieces of the dragon sphere that were already locked away. That's about it. Currently, this is what you got. Also, you have a wandering band of throat singers and horse fiddle violinists staying at your keep.
Yep.
That's about it. Anybody want to do? Yes, you do. The band that was playing at Lady Lavoie's party asked if they could crash at your place.
Okay.
And they're crashing at your place.
Got it. So they're staying in the inn, right? Not the keep?
Yeah, they're staying in the inn.
Okay.
They're also being mined for information. because Aoife was asking him about all like the disease devourer, blah 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 blah. See if they heard any ballads or any rumors or anything like that about those.
Right.
Fair enough.
Unfortunately, because they haven't heard any of recent. They've been around for like 15 years. Like the main band, not Nisva. And, they've been traveling about 15 years. In those 15 years, they haven't really heard of any ballads concerning those aliases.
It was still worth checking.
Yeah, I mean, you never know.
And bards hear all sorts of weird shit all the time.
Because she's not here, I had sent her a message, but this technically can go to any of you, so I am going to, I guess Melanie will be the next person. Let me just copy that. And send this to Lynn. There you go. So you get a note. A physical note.
A physical note?
A physical note.
What?
What is this? Year 7?
Clearly, it's longer than 25 words, so...
Yeah, there's that. Does it say who it's from?
It's from Thanic, the Spymaster.
Okay.
This is, yeah.
I will take it to the group, and I shall read it aloud. Everybody, I have a message from Thanic. He says, Heroes of Leona, that's us. This is what information I could find on the Hounds. Since the fall of the Dawn Brothers, there have been multiple gangs rising to take their place. The Hounds, who I've been told were established 5 years ago, have only risen to prominence in the last 6 months. They currently have control of major gambling establishments, which includes the Indigo Greyhound and the Basilica, extortion and human trafficking. The Watchmen, the local law enforcement in Valido, have been trying to keep tabs on the gang warfare. Captain Briola, you, and the Valido Barrack can tell you more about their more recent activities. I think it sounds like we now need to go undercover at a casino. Who's with me on that?
Zaitari probably would be.
Oh, yeah. Sure, sounds like fun.
Is it a fancy casino? Do we have to get dressed up?
Exactly.
Have we heard of the Indigo Greyhound or the Basilica?
KK, you probably have. So the Basilica is the fancier of the two establishments. It's primarily where a lot of the... God damn it, ketchup. Sorry. He hopped on the...
Backseat.
The Basilica is pretty much where noblemen could get their kicks if they wanted. Higher stakes, roulette, cards, dice, you name it. Also combined with a high-end brothel within. The Indigo Greyhound isn't as upscale. It's more of your kind of middle class, blue collar establishment. Yeah. And of course, you want to smuggle Aoife in it. Was there anything you wanted to know you think you would want to know in particular about the establishments?
We'd like their layout and
system, where the cameras are, or the scrying sensors are, you know?
Yep. What the layouts of the buildings next to them look like.
Floor plans.
Exactly, floor plans. That's we also need to know where we can find what's it called? Magic items that can burst walls quietly and
sworn to silence spell, right?
I don't have silence, so.
Um,
I don't think there's any particular questions that I can think of. But Ryan will share this information and just be like, they're definitely keeping all their bases covered. Making sure they're getting money, information, probably favors from every class of society between the two establishments.
do you have any suggestions for which one might be better to try to find information in?
I mean, honestly, it's probably going to be both. You know, the higher connected people will most likely be at the Basilica, but the grunts will be doing work at the Indigo, or it really could be either. Might have to do both.
Real quick, I'm sorry, I missed who was setting up here and why they are doing this and why we're concerned about it.
The Hound. They took control after the Dawn brothers, and they didn't they have connections with the Dragon Cult in some way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. My mom keeps coming in to be like, "Do you want to keep this or do you want to?"
Oh no, that's okay.
It's like I missed some of the letter.
You're good. You're good.
Okay. So, smash cut to us planning a heist.
I think we're planning an infiltration, but I don't know.
Okay.
Are we going to try to go in and get information? I was thinking, we could find out if there's anything that we could go in and like as workers or as, possibly just like high rollers, but we need to disguise ourselves, otherwise they'd be like, no, thank you.
That would be a question. I mean, we are the heroes of Leona. Is the Basilica, does it have that veneer of respectability at least?
Oh yeah.
Is it only for noblemen or?
Let me put it this way: if you got the coin, then
Something that might help in this situation is the fact that Eva is a fucking nobody.
Mm-hmm.
She does not exist on like a global or national scale.
Mm-hmm.
You could be really good at infiltration right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make Eva be like a waiter or something like that, you know.
I'm not good at lying, but I might be good enough.
I mean, who's gonna, other than your employer, who's gonna ask you a bunch of questions, at...
I thought we were going with, the way I thought you were going to go with that was like, noble kid from across the sea spending ridiculous amounts of money in a casino. Cause like,
ooh, that would be good too.
That Eva could do way more believably than waiter.
If Eva were just a little bit older, we could try to get you in as a sexy dancer, but it'd be creepy right now.
Well, if she was a little bit older, I don't think she's capable of that.
And I was thinking it might be a dex check, so you might be okay, but if it's charisma, I don't know. I'm not sure how high your charisma is.
Super flexible and also super not sexy.
I mean, it'd be like one of those, like, the things where they do, like, crazy shit on the poles, and it's honestly more intimidating and frightening than arousing.
What I'm picturing is, have you seen that video of, I think it was in a Target, where a girl does the back bend and crab walks super fast at people? That's what I'm picturing for Eva. That's her.
That is terrifying.
If that's not arousing, I don't know what is. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just saying she might not be the best at anything that requires finesse, but a bratty, loudmouth, rich kid here to blow their allowance? Sure. That she can't do.
That sounds like it could be a really good idea, you guys.
Okay, let's have it as an option.
Mm-hmm.
This is me out of character, by the way, just kind of spitballing ideas. I think Tilda and Zaitari would also make very good, like, high roller type people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'd all absolutely have credibility as the heroes of Leona. We'd have some scrutiny, but we deal with that.
Also, Tilda's a duchess, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that.
Well, I mean, they don't care about that. They want money. But you have money.
But I have money.
If there's going to be any, like, disguise magic, glamour magic, to be on the safe side, it should probably be, like, an alter self situation.
I don't know if Zaitari has that or not.
Yeah. Because that way it can't be seen through.
Tilda has seeming. And that is it as far as disguise magic.
I don't know why I'm checking my magical items. I'm 99.9% sure I do not have a magical item that helps.
Well, also, if we have one person go in, that doesn't necessarily mean that or one person or a group go in, that doesn't necessarily mean that another person or a group can't. I mean, honestly, we could probably get information from different sets of people.
Mm-hmm. And that's, I do think it's a good idea to have somebody infiltrate the staff, just because they'll have information too.
Mel would be willing to try, but she's not gonna lie that well.
Yeah, I was thinking more Rain or Aoife.
Aoife would not do well as trying to pretend to be staff of any kind.
You know who would do really well, and who isn't here to complain about it? Zaitari. I mean, just throw that out there.
You're not wrong.
We do also have a band of traveling bards who are staying with us. We could always hire it out.
Interesting idea. I like it.
And if they try and betray us or they snitch or something, we could probably kill them.
Probably.
So, would Tilda have ever been to the Basilica? DM?
We do fundraisers, casino night.
You've probably gone a few times. Not too many times. Because it's more renowned for its gambling as a gambling establishment, and it's
debauchery.
It's debauchery. That's the perfect word for it. But there have been a few single bachelor nobles that have had parties there, so it's not unheard of. But you've probably only gone less than times you can count on your hand. Sorry, I heard a noise. Oh, that's just the laundry downstairs. It's just like, what's going on? What's that noise? Yeah, you've probably gone a handful of times. It's a really nice establishment. Roll a history check for me. Okay.
31.
It's easy enough, and you probably have the memory to back it up. probably you've heard of the more debaucherous stuff going on in the upstairs and in the basement. The main floor is usually, pretty clean entertainment and gambling.
Mm-hmm. But the brothel is either upstairs or downstairs?
Probably.
Okay. Tilda will point out, and again, somebody who's not here to complain about it, that Zaitari might make a lovely addition to the brothel.
Yes,
That
but she
seems-
might not. She might not be able to mingle as well. Whoa, but she would be able to talk to people who had sex with everyone. Pillow talk.
Mm-hmm. The staff are certainly a resource that we don't want to overlook.
Question for you, DM.
Mm-hmm.
With a classy establishment like that, what would the likelihood of somebody being hired on if they were non-human? In this case, tiefling, and not just an elf or something.
I don't know. I mean, let's face it.
Fetishists exist
Yes.
at all
Yes.
levels of
I
mean-
thank you.
Yeah, I didn't know how much it was like fetish versus racism versus openness. Like you got like a triangle there.
Mm.
And this is the weird thing where they can hit all three instead of just two sides.
I assume you guys are discussing this.
Mm-hmm.
Where in the dining room or in the mansion?
Sure, somewhere in
Assuming
the
that we're
keep.
back in the keep.
Okay. We'll say the dining room. There's
This
a
is
knock.
a new day, right?
Yeah, it's a new day. There's a knock at the just to get your attention. There's a knock in the doorway, and there's Chambers, and she says, "Sir Juoven, you have another physical message," and she hands
Abu?
you. Yes.
Oh,
And
cool.
she sends you. She gives you, not sends you. She gives you a very neat envelope with a seal on it, a wax seal.
It's very popular today, Melanie.
Is it sealed with like a signet that I would recognize?
Yes, it is. A signet you would recognize as the Lavoie signet. You recognize it by the cow head shape that's part of the insignia.
Well, since it's apparently letter reading time, this says, Sir Tuoven, I want to thank you and your friends for your services at my Lady Lavoie's home. If it wasn't for you and your friends, I don't know where we would be, perhaps 6 feet under. This is why, if you would accept a gift from Lady Lavoie and me, could I perhaps speak with you at your keep, or if you happen to be in Valido, I could meet you. So this is from the Lavoies?
This is from, hold on. I need to sign it. That would...
From Charlene Page.
Getting another pet.
We have another pet? Where?
Well, she's a pet merchant, so I'm just assuming.
Oh, shit.
You can hear in the background Zaitari saying, "Oh dear gods."
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we're gonna get a blink dog next.
Name it Sprinkle.
No more
Not
teleporting
Nugget.
pets. So,
Oh no, you can name it Squirrel. That way you'd have moose and squirrel.
This must be that.
does it say how I should get back to this person?
It's somewhere in the note says you can just write back.
There's an address and a
Yeah.
There's an address on a new envelope.
Actually, you
Ooh.
see,
Just
if you know this before the Sir to Oven part, it does say addressed from the palace.
ooh,
Okay.
that's right. They're staying at the palace.
I will write a note back to them.
Okay.
I will say.
I love free shit. Thanks.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna write it out. Basically, it'll just be polite, and it'll be like, sure, man. If you want to come down to the keep, that's cool. We're here. We wouldn't have let you die because that's what we do. Okay, thanks, bye. But like the polite version, I'm just not really good at thinking of anything right now.
You could have Chambers pen it out if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that.
That's what she's here for. All right, she'll pen out a letter, and she'll just confirm with you meeting at the keep was preferable than meeting in Toledo.
It's a bit easier. You know, that way we can stay here, do our planning, and then, you know, deal with possibly sending one of our people to work in a brothel. So,
Or as wait staff.
or as
You know,
wait staff.
there's other jobs there. Interesting that she sent the letter to you and not to me, darling.
It is a bit odd, but I did stay a little bit longer. She might have just recognized me around the wreckage.
That is fair.
Oh my goodness,
Anywho.
there might be a child dying outside.
Oh, well, that's not good. Go save the child.
Yeah, I think they're just yelling for fun.
Hmm.
Oh my god, that reminds me of the time the kid broke his leg outside my window.
Oh no!
Jesus.
It was during
It
the
would be-
winter time, and there was
Oh,
a kid
no.
outside in like not the house like right behind me, but the house like behind me and like to the left, and he was in his driveway, and eventually he fell, and he started yelling, but I couldn't quite hear what he was yelling until I got outside, and apparently I think. Long story short, he had broken his leg. Somebody had came to him before I could like go out there and see if he was okay. But yeah, he had slipped, broken his leg, and the ambulance had to come and carry him out.
Oof.
Yeah, it was really icy too. I remember that day.
Ice is dangerous.
Ice is a bitch.
Yes, it is, Lynn. It's very
Both
dangerous.
slippery and hard.
All right, so you guys can continue to Ocean 11 this shit. Anybody doing anything else while this is going on? I mean, you have as long as you want.
So I said not to bug you, but you might have a preference. Would Zaitari prefer to go undercover as a brothel worker or as a waiter? Mallory did say she'd be better suited to the former, I think. So there is at least one vote from Mallory's owner, or from Zaitari's owner. Runner? Person? For a brothel worker.
Oh boy. There is a third option. She can just go in as a customer.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Gosh, way to ruin the fun, DM.
Hey, Tegan, do you mind if your fiance...
That's what we need to do. We just need to have her and Tegan go in as brothel.
Oh,
I mean,
or they could go in
I
as
don't-
customers.
I don't know if you guys know about the three-way with the dragon.
Oh no.
We were
oh
all
wait.
there.
Yeah, you guys know. Well, most of you know about the three-way with the dragon. So
Yeah, I don't know if Aoife does.
I'm pretty sure Rain knows.
I know that Mel knows.
Aoife does not want to know.
I will say, I feel like Tegan could probably invent sex stuff if you put any effort into it.
oh dear God.
But
Makes you think.
so are there any, other than Victory Day, are there any holidays coming up? Like in the next 2 weeks?
In the next 2 weeks. Let me go to
Or
the
like a month, I
holidays.
guess.
So we're a little past summer. This is after you guys wouldn't celebrate Brawler's Triumph because that's kind of a Rober thing. It's pretty much beating the shit out of each other in competition.
That sounds amazing.
You're not in
But
Rober.
it's not
though.
in Robert. Or it's not in Leona.
Yeah, the Brawler's Triumph, a religious competition celebrated by the people of Rober, takes place the week after Midsummer and lasts for 7 days. Every 5 years, an event is held where competitors from all over Rober come together at Fort Grant to compete in games known as Death Before Dishonor. To prove their worth in the eyes of Cord, the winners of these games receive the Crown of Tenacity, a crown made out of iron spikes. So that's probably.
When is that happening?
Let's
The
see.
week after Midsummer.
Yeah. So
Did we miss
Damn, we'll be
Midsummer?
busy.
I gotta keep track of these days. Alright, so hold on. Back to your jump.
The reason for my question, and this might make it easier to find an answer, was I was thinking that if there was some sort of event, then they might have to pull in extra staff and it'd be easier to get somebody undercover, and they'd be really busy and it'd be easier to go in and not be super obvious to the higher ups and just kind of mingle, get info. So I'm just thinking of a time that it would possibly be very busy inside the place. Like busier than an average Saturday.
It would actually. Victory Day is a little before Midsummer, so Midsummer would probably be coming up in like 2 weeks.
And they would be pretty busy for that?
Oh yeah. It's Midsummer is known as Pelor's Dawn. So like there's like lots of speeches and there's lots of outside celebrations. It's an extended 4th of July pretty much.
Ooh,
So
that'd be perfect.
So it's 3 days of celebration.
I know exactly what to do.
Oh no.
I would like to ask Chambers to bring the band down here.
Okay. Yeah,
Or at least a couple members. Like it doesn't have to be the whole band, but just like a couple people.
Yeah. She'll go to the tavern and go grab them. We're also around the. I think we're around the 10th and 11th month of your break. So I'm just gonna make a note of that.
Aww. I'm sure that we celebrated it.
I mean, I'm sure they celebrated it. Shit. Okay. Yeah, so she'll go grab Nisfa, San, and 2 of the main members from the band. The 2 lead fiddle horsehead fiddle players. Oh, I can't talk today. And they'll come and San will say, did you need us?
Yes. Hello. I have a request for you all. Don't think it will be terribly dangerous, but just wanted to kind of put this forth. So there's been some issues with this gang, and we are trying to get some information to try to use against them, maybe infiltrate them. We're not really sure yet what we need to do, other than, kind of get a bead on the situation. Well, we know that they are going to be at this, they work at or often frequent an area. We are thinking of trying to go in and get some information around Midsummer, possibly, since it's going to be busy. Do you think that your band would be one that they might hire for entertainment? And you could maybe be some ears on the ground for us.
What's this place called?
the Basilica?
Mhm.
Is that the one we're gonna see? It is, right?
I think so, yeah.
We've gotten a few invites from them. We could
Perfect.
probably play. We can see. I need to see what day would line up, but I can definitely write back and see if they would do this. Is this going to be dangerous?
I don't think that would be dangerous for you. Honestly, we just want a couple ears on the ground. We're not going to ask you to do anything crazy. It's just kind of a, hey, go see if anything weird, if you hear anything. So our main request would be to keep your ears open.
That might be a little difficult if I'm not with them. And you see,
Is this Shroba Shmamam? The guy, the face.
this is Sam,
Aoife's,
yeah.
Aoife's
Oh,
friend. Yes,
yeah.
yes. I
Um,
could not remember his name.
you see one of the musicians tug at San, and he looks at San and he says, "Put a lie," and San's like, "Oh jeez," and he
Wait, what?
put a lie, and
Oh.
San starts speaking in another language.
Do we recognize the language?
Roll a history check.
Shit.
They here? Is Aoife with you guys?
Yeah, Aoife's with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aoife's
Yeah.
here.
I can translate for y'all if you want.
Well, I'm just curious what language it is. Would you be able to...
Yeah, I
You understand all. You understand all languages because of your ability.
I can speak and understand all
Yeah.
languages.
But do you know what language you're speaking when you speak it?
Yeah.
Or does it just happen?
No, I understand what language it is.
Oh, okay. I was
Like,
thinking maybe
it's
it just made sense to you. You didn't
like
necessarily
the-
know you were speaking in common.
the babblefish from Hitchhikers.
Yes.
No, I can speak and understand all languages, which means I can also identify a language.
Okay, Aoife. So this language is. It doesn't have a common name, but it's like a distant, ancient, elven type of a language. Same like the same sentence structure, the same like very similar alphabet. Maybe twice, maybe a couple more letters. But this person pretty much said to San, "What are they talking about?" And San in kind says they want us to play at the Basilica, but I don't know if you guys can do what they want you to do.
I mean, even if anybody has an ear to ground, I know Nisba speaks common.
Yeah, Nisva says I'll be with them as long as they tell me what. As long as I'm close to them, I should hear what they're. And San's like, yeah, I guess that'll be fine. Yeah, we'll accept the invitation. We'll keep our ear to the ground just in case. I mean, it's the least we could do for your hospitality.
I mean, you punched a bunch of things. It was useful. Oh, actually, you didn't really punch them as much as whack them with stuff, which is also very useful.
I guess you could say I shot them with my key, yes.
Yes. I'm gonna be honest. I was on the other side of the room for most of that, so I didn't really see what you did.
It was very distracting with all the smoke and fire and the undead. I understand.
Yes.
It's totally fine. But yeah, we can definitely accept that invitation and pick a day and let you know which day we pick of the three.
That'd be perfect. Honestly, if it was a little bit before midsummer, that would give us time. If you did hear anything like, "Oh, what's her name's a blabbermouth, don't tell her any secrets," anything like that, then you could then tell it to us, and we could then talk to said blabbermouth. So if you wanted to do slightly before midsummer, that'd be fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Is everybody else okay with this?
Tilda nods.
Again, you don't have to do any sort of espionage. Don't go sneaking around, anything like that. Just listen.
Okay. Alright, so you guys have 2 weeks to plan that before midsummer hits. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Alright. So, anybody want to do anything in preparation for that?
I will try to learn some gambly games.
Okay. I mean, you have probably the best teacher. Honestly.
Yeah.
What is Aoife going to be doing for sure?
Unknown.
Okay. Because if she's doing any kind of espionage, any kind of I'm going to pretend to be this, she's going to need to sit down with Zaitari and basically like make notes about what her personality is going to be like, and like write them on her arm, and like the beginning of Mulan when she writes her notes on her arm for the matchmaking session. Same energy. If she's not going to be playing a character, she's just going to be paying attention to what everyone else does so that she can react accordingly in terms of like infiltration and what's going to be focused on and what's going to be open.
I think that it would be a good idea for you to go in as rich, spoiled person who can get fleeced.
Mm-hmm.
So that, to me, would sound like a good idea.
Aoife won't promise that she won't like start a physical fight though.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to promise that. All you have to do is look like you have money, look like you might be able to be parted from your money, and cause a ruckus. I believe, like not like a ruckus, but like a little ruckus. Medium.
Okay.
Maybe just a
ruckus.
ruck, not a ruckus, but just a ruck.
Okay. Yeah, Eva can do that, and she will agree to do this. She'll go pick out her clothes.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. Cool. Alright. Everybody roll a perception check. Aoife, Zaitari will probably come with you if you allow her to help you pick out clothes.
Aoife has this. She has an excellent taste in fashion.
Okay, I believe that. Okay, as you guys are talking, Rain, as everybody is talking, you're the first to notice this. There is the fruit basket that was decorating the table. You start seeing it move a little bit. You guys don't notice it.
I'm just kind of like down, like, damn it.
And from the doorway, you see like just the hint of an antler, like crossing like the threshold, but trying to stay hidden.
Honestly, he does good work sometimes, like staying hidden.
It takes about 5 minutes for the rest of you to figure that Rain is struggling with the fruit basket.
Don't know which fruit I want.
Pick
They all look so
It's difficult to choice.
There's so many.
Just pick one.
Actually, even multiple types of fruit? Is it just a basket full of one type of fruit?
No, it's apples and pears and oranges from oranges and bananas from the south, and plums and peaches since they're in season.
Here, take this one. Dear.
Rain reaches for it and it just starts floating.
Yeah, you see it start floating towards the doorway.
Moose.
The peach drops, and then you hear scampering footsteps.
Footsteps?
Paw steps.
Okay. I wasn't sure if Shattuck was with Moose and encouraging.
I mean, I wouldn't say that would be impossible. How much do you think an anti-magic collar costs?
Well, probably not more than you can afford.
As a magical creature, wouldn't putting an anti-magic collar on Moose be super inhumane?
I realized that after I said it. He keeps eating so much, he's going to just die of rabbit diabetes.
What happens if you put an anti-magic collar on an inherently magical creature? Do they just die?
Gods, I didn't mean to start this inquiry. Possibly.
I think it's worth knowing, because if
you're
it
not
does...
here, darling. You're out picking your outfit.
Yeah, my outfit's quick. Because we could use it against enemies, is all I'm saying.
Anyway.
I'm not really sure. Tilda might have more information. She might, know of the spell, anti-magic field. I don't really know much about it other than the name.
Anyway. Man, I am too tired for this. So Aoife's gonna be spoiled rich noble from out of town.
Mm-hmm.
What are the rest of us doing?
We're gonna, I think, go in as the heroes of Leona. Zaitari might go in as a brothel worker, and so far I don't think we have any other plans.
Tilda would happily volunteer Theo, and say we can make it look like a double date.
Oh, yes.
It's Theodric and I, and Melanie, you and Rain, as if we are taking our night out
For a night?
for a night. Yes.
Certainly plausible.
I like that idea.
High level stuff would be distracting if need be.
I don't know.
Sorry, my voice is
Probably both. Probably fishing for information, and then if something's going wrong, it'd be like, oh well, time to start throwing money around, start a fight,
yeah.
Punch a guest.
How dare you? I have won this hand. You cheating house,
Perfect.
Have you guys seen the theory that Sam Riegel is on The Masked Singer this season?
What?
Baby alien?
Baby alien, yeah.
It sounds like him.
I did hear that.
I'll admit that.
I mean, I don't think that would be out of character for him to do.
I think it'd be really funny that they went on a 2-week hiatus after a huge cliffhanger so that he could be a baby alien on TV. I think that would be very funny.
That would be the ultimate Sam troll.
Would be very in character and very on brand for the whole company.
It's fair. Yeah.
What do you have to do to find out who the singer is? Do you just have to wait until the end of the season? Do you find out
get-
like one person per episode?
They get unmasked when they get voted off. I'm not
Yeah.
entirely sure how it works, but I think
I've
Something like that.
like
never
it's like
watched
a Scooby
it.
Doo episode.
Oh,
That's
sure.
That's how I
man,
choose to think
Regal.
of it. The meddling kids are Nicole Scherzinger and whoever the other judges are, because I don't know their names.
Jenny McCarthy, Robin Thicke, and Ken Jeong.
Oh, there we go. I was like, I only know Nicole Scherzinger. I don't
Yeah.
care about anyone else.
Yeah, honestly, I have no interest in a show that has Robin Thicke and Jenny McCarthy in it,
Mhm.
because Robin Thicke is a dick, and Jenny McCarthy is an anti-vaxxing.
Yeah, she's a real loud anti-vaxxer.
Still, why doesn't she just like give it up and realize that it's pointless? Oh, it's not
Because
pointless.
it's not.
Like,
There's
Uh,
lots of people.
There's a lot of people who believe it. Also, she'd have to admit she was wrong after
Yeah.
causing how many fights on The View?
Mm. Yeah.
I will, when the plan then for Aoife will be, she'll just bide her time, and if you tell her to start causing shit, she will cause shit appropriately.
Yeah.
perfect.
Aoife has a brooch, right?
Yeah.
No? Okay. So then, yeah, we'll be able to
Yeah, and she's
signal you.
specifically going to wear clothes too that would let her conceal literally all of her gear. So if she has to start a fight, she won't die.
It's good.
Okay, sounds good.
I guess the rest of them are gonna be naked and afraid again.
Oh no, no. I'm gonna. Oh, that's what I'm gonna do in my frickin' downtime. All right, we got 2 weeks. I feel like I can probably throw enough money at this problem to fix it. I would like to go get some fancy ass armor, like real fancy, but like at least regular full plate. But if I wear it out into like a fancy event, I don't look like an idiot.
Okay.
So
You can probably.
know.
I mean, the standard cost of full plate, I believe, is like 1,000 gold. But if you want something like functional and ornamental,
I just want them to bedazzle some armor so I can go wear it to a party. Basically.
fair enough. Yeah. So full plate is normally 1,500 gold. So yeah, around that. If you want like the bedazzled effect on it, yeah, they could easily do that. Make it look super fancy.
I'll go ahead and do that so I can feel like I'm not going to look super obvious when I wear my plate out. Like I'm going to look like I'm going to look like I'm in like dress uniform instead
Okay.
of just, whatever. So how much should I mark off for that?
Just 1,500.
I can do that.
So if you guys are just, picking out clothes, talking to significant others about plans, talking to the band of what they should listen for, Melanie, you have a visitor later in the day.
Okay.
Melanie is very popular.
Really?
Yeah. It is.
Excuse me.
It's well, Rain, you recognize her because you spoke to her very briefly. It's Charlene, Lady Lavoie's friend.
I had the child.
And Chambers brings her in. She looks quite dusty. She has this very dusty blazer that she put over her just a very simple dress. And she says, "Oh, I'm very glad you received my message, Sir Tuoven. Oh, it's nice to see you again, Rain. I must admit this is kind of also a selfish visit because you told me of the Almirage, and I was hoping to get a glimpse at the creature today.
Oh.
But I do come bearing
Do you
gifts.
have any peaches?
Peaches?
Peaches.
Peaches.
Hmm.
Or frogs.
Frogs?
Or frogs. Yes, frogs are fine. That's a good
Sorry.
point, Tilda. Thank you.
Sorry, no, that wasn't Tilda. That was Ro.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll shut up.
Chicken wings? I'm just giving you things that it eats.
Omnivore. An omnivore, I suspect.
I suppose.
Well, my main reason for my visit today is, well, please, come outside. And, you know,
Should I get everybody else?
Well, technically it was meant... So, word gets around, Sir Melanie, and I don't mean to be rude, but it seems you were without a ride, the night of the
Yeah.
party?
That is... Yes. I'm glad everybody heard about that. Yes.
Gossip does travel rather quickly throughout the
You
countryside.
know, that happens when you teleport to one place, but you don't have anybody to teleport you back.
Well, well, I was thinking that my present could actually help in that area.
Oh, well, lead the way.
Okay. She brings you outside. She has a few hired hands with her, and in the current courtyard there are several horses, grazing on the lawn. And she says, do you know of my profession?
I heard you did something with exotic pets.
Yes, exotic pet trader. I also deal in exotic livestock, and she puts her hand out, horses. There are a variety of horses. She shows you. She has brought 4 to show you today.
Goodness.
She said if I had a little more time, I perhaps could have brought a greater selection. But this is what I had on hand with me when I was traveling into Leona.
You just travel with a bunch of horses?
For sale. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That makes a lot more sense than you
Yes.
just having some horses for fun.
No. I do partake in the selling of trading and trading of thoroughbreds. But if you see here, and she will say, I have these 4 available, and Lady Lavoie did, agree with me, and she is paying for one of them to be your new steed.
Oh, well, goodness, that's very kind of her. Quick question, because I know you sold exotic pets.
Yes.
They're all normal horses, right? They're not like
They're not magical.
going to
They're
explode
not,
or anything.
No. They're you could check. They're non-magical horses.
What? No Pegasus? God damn it.
If I had enough time, dear, I'm sure I can get you a Pegasus, but
No, that's yes, there's one that's just a dog
Woof.
that's really big.
So she shows you 4. The first one is what you would consider your standard Arabian. It's not called a Roburian. It's a Roburian horse. And then she shows you the other 3. She describes the next one as Frisian horse. These are common...
Free Asian horse.
Frisian.
No, I know.
Commonly, these are the ones that are depicted in Toad and Tales of the romantic type. She also shows you let's see, an Aldurasian. So, and she'll describe each one and their personalities and what they're known for. So, and the last guy would be this guy. This horse with this long flowing mane.
It's the sturdiest. He looks like he could hold up a person wearing armor.
The Frisian.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking the Frisian looks like it's probably got the thickest legs, but
All right,
I
so-
can't
the
tell with Fluffy
Clydesdale.
Boy down here. He's got all that fur.
All right, so she will tell you. So the Robarian horses are usually the type of horses chosen for the harsh desert. Their strength comes from the way they follow the command of their rider. So they are built for speed and pretty much heat resistance. They're, as you can see, very beautiful horses, also very athletic as well. They're very affectionate, and many of them, once they have bonded with their rider, recognizes them on sight. That is the first one. The second one, she does, yes, they are most commonly referred to as like the hopeless romantic horse, as she puts it. Many of them are the horses that you would find in romantic novels and such. These horses are usually more for sport and leisure. If you were a hunting type of person, this is definitely the horse for you. These individuals are more of these Frisian horses are more of a show horse. So if you're the type of person who likes to, show your status, definitely the horse for you. The next horse is the Andalusian horse. These horses, I hate referring to them this way, but they are the dogs of the horse world. To just put it very frank.
It's the one that was barking.
It was the one that was barking. They are many would consider these horses like one of the most beautiful, the most loyal breeds with the biggest hearts. Very generous. They're very generous to a rider. Also,
Imagining it being like, hey, you can finish my carrot. It's all right. Thank you. Like,
she does say you would have to have a little more experience with this type of horse though. This is definitely not a beginner horse for sure. Somebody who has a good amount of equestrian experience. And this one right here, the gypsy horse, they're beautiful, as you can see. They're fast, they're powerful, they're pretty much what you'd want in a horse that is pretty nomadic. Also, you'd have these in many romance novels as well. They're very friendly and very, I guess the word would be bondable. If you don't like any of these, I do have one more.
I would like to gather the Frisian and Fluffy Boy. And I would like to say, may I do a very quick test? I promise not to hurt anybody. It's just going to maybe startle somebody.
Okay.
Okay.
She's like,
While standing between the two horses, I would like to just start yelling and see which horse looks more nervous about it.
okay.
Because obviously, if I'm going anywhere that there's any fighting, I need a horse that's not as nervous. I'm not just doing this to be an asshole.
Okay. The Black Frisian definitely is like looking at you, like the kind of cocking his head to the side, like, what the hell are you doing? The gypsy
Fair.
horse is like jumps a little bit, but like after the initial startle is like, huh?
You're both stalwart mounts.
But it's the
Very
Frisian
cute.
that was pretty like didn't even like move. It was just like, oh, it's just a weird human doing weird things again.
Pretty fair. Well, the Frisian it seems to be unflappable in the face of loud noises.
Yes.
So, uh, but, sure, yes, the Frisian.
Okay.
Wonderful. Does he have a name yet, or can I name him?
He does not have a name yet.
His name is Squirrel.
Nice.
The horse is giving you a what the fuck look.
Does the horse speak common?
No, the horse does not speak common.
He doesn't know any better. Squirrel, it's good to meet you.
He snorts.
Yep. They don't know what to say to horses. I will take you to the stables
Alright,
and find a saddle that fits you.
Oh, I'm so... Of course he has a saddle. You'll probably have...
That's part of the horse?
Well...
I mean, like, part of the horse deal. Like, I don't know a lot. You know what? I know a lot about horses. Don't worry about it. I'm an expert in horses.
I mean, I can leave one of my handlers with you for a few days if you need some advice.
Expert at horses. I'm sure that between our staff, I'm sure there's somebody that can give me a little bit of advice on, horse things.
Of course. Of course. But yeah, he does come with a saddle. You might want to have one custom made for you. He has been recently shoed, so he doesn't need new horseshoes for a little while, but whatever expert you get, I do recommend shoeing probably often if you're going to, and if you are going to go into be riding him with a lot of heavy armor, just so you know.
Yes, I'll make sure to take care of his feet. Can't be having any, Yes.
You'd probably know this from just riding horses. Horseshoes are for stability of the hoof. If you ride a horse without a shoe, it will crack.
Right. Yeah. I'm assuming that Melanie would know that.
Yeah.
I know that it's like longevity of hooves, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, they're just fingernails.
Yep, pretty much.
So.
You're on their tippy toes, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and Charlene, Pats.
You can come in and see the Almirage if you'd like.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Just so you know, it does cast spells just all the time in attempts to get food, and it glows at night. But we made a very excellent bed, specifically for it glowing, that puts stars on my daughter's ceiling, so it's perfect.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Could I perhaps see the contraption? I have a few giant glow bugs that I've been selling to arcane users, and that sounds delightful. They like to use the silk, so that's why they keep them as pets. Yes.
Well, not only can I show you the contraption, but I can also let you know that I can introduce you to the person who made it. He might be able to give you some tips on anything that he found out while constructing it.
Oh, that would be delightful.
He's very good at inventing things, though he has yet to really come through with the sword cannon. That's his one downfall, is that sword cannon.
She just nods.
Exactly.
She just nods.
Swords, cannons, yes.
I'm going to assume that sounds like it is described as.
It's 100% yes, that's exactly.
Okay.
Yes, it's a cannon that shoots swords. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. So you just, you lead her in to show Moose and Moose's hidey hole, I guess.
His little adorable nightlight bed.
Okay, excellent. All right. While you are being introduced to your new steed, Squirrel, um,
I've got to feed the dog. I'll be right back.
okay. Aoife.
Yes.
Okay. Didn't know if you were there or not. So you've picked out your clothes. You might be running a few drills with Mallory. Um, roll a perception check. Okay. While you are, walking around, you see that one of the band members, from Sand's traveling troupe is walking around, walks outside the tavern, um, seems to be like looking around curiously, and like starts making their way out the gate. Um, you had noticed before, this member of Sand's traveling troupe is a little more covered than the rest of the group. The rest of the group, you could see their face, you could see their arms. Sometimes they fold the sleeves up to their elbows. This person has never shown their face. You see their eyes, but the rest of them you have not seen.
All right. Well, I'll trail after him.
Okay.
I'll give Sin a heads up, like, hey, I'm gonna be leaving.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be around, just not right next to you, so we'll talk later.
Yeah. He's
and
been speaking with, and if you're acceptable to the idea, he's been speaking to Tegan about the construction of the rope dart.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Alright, so you follow this person. Are you doing so stealthily or just like ho-hum? Just happen to be going in the same direction you are?
When they're leaving, do they seem like they're trying to be, like, purposefully inconspicuous or, like, trying to conceal their movements?
Do you have, like, what's your passive insight?
21.
Okay. No, they don't seem like they're hiding at all. They seem more absorbed about the area around them. Kind of like
Okay.
like a person that's trying to take in all of their surroundings.
In that case, I'm not going to try and, like, sneak or anything. I'm just going to follow.
Okay. You eventually follow them to the small river that runs outside of the keep. And you see they look around the dock and they do a double take, and their eyes spy a very small, rusty. It's like a small. The best way I can describe it is like a small anchor, but it's not like quite the giant anchors you see on like big ships. It's like more of the small kind for boats, like smaller vessels. And you see them sit down next to it and just look at it for a little bit, takes it in their hands and just looks at the craftsmanship of this seemingly mundane anchor.
And they're just sitting there, they're not doing anything?
No, they're just looking at it. Make a perception check. So you see them like cock their head to the side, and then from underneath their folds they take out what looks like a flute. You have seen this player as the flute player. he plays flutes, plays the jaw harp, plays a lot of the percussion instruments in the group other than the drums. You see them put the flute on the dock, and while you're watching them put the flute on the dock, you finally see their hand. It is a pretty deep tan color, probably the color of almost like a red oak color, like tints to it. You see their head drop to, like, you're sitting down, so you see their head drop to their chest, and you see some of that color leave their skin and to the flute, and then you see the flute start to get some of that color, and now the hand is paler. You see them carefully move their hand to the anchor, and the anchor pales in color, and the grayness starts to seep into this person's skin until that person becomes, not completely gray, but has that gray tinge to their skin. And and then they sit there quietly, kind of like moving their head side to side from time to time.
I'm gonna head over there towards them. And I'm gonna plop down next to him and go, "Hey, I'm Aoife, one of the people who saved your life and invited you over to stay with us at the keep and stuff. What the fuck?"
You see them open their eyes, and the voice that comes out is slow. It's like, pardon?
I saw the flute thing, the anchor thing. Like, I saw all that. What was that?
You see them blink a few times. Oh. And it's like you watch their eyes, and it seems they're like processing something in their head. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that in front of you. How do I explain this?
Carefully.
Well, of course. So what you saw was, my name's Klang. It's nice to meet you. So I have a friend of mine who lives in my instrument. So sometimes my friend is inside me. But most, like, how do I explain this?
Not like that.
Not like that, no. What do you know about spirits?
I mean, what, like the basics, I guess? Like, nothing too fancy. I tend to skip philosophy class at the monastery.
But what do you know about spirits that inhabit things in the world around you?
I know some of the folks I run with now have, I guess, things living in weapons and shit. One of them, I'm pretty sure, has their dad and, like, their sword.
I see. Well, what if I were to tell you that there are some objects in this world that have spirits within them?
I mean, I've seen some weird shit. I'd believe it.
Okay. For example, The flute I carry is an instrument I've had since I was a child, and over time, a spirit came to inhabit my flute.
Uh-huh.
So there was a spirit in my flute. This anchor was cared for very lovingly long ago by a person at one point. Currently a spirit isn't without my being, but there was a spirit attached to this anchor.
Okay.
I am, I guess your common tongue would call myself a spirit vessel. So what I am, is I went through a process many, many, many years ago to be able to house these spirits in my body. So they have a way of experiencing the world through me.
Okay. I'm with you so far.
Yes. And that is what I was doing. I had asked the anchor, I had asked the anchor if it wanted to house within me for a while, because he seemed, or they seemed very lonely and hadn't moved from the spot for a very long time.
Okay.
But in return, he tells me everything he's seen throughout the years, because I am not from this place.
Okay.
So that's the gist of it.
Okay. And what's the deal with the whole not showing your face thing? Is that a religious thing, or is that just self-confidence? Daddy never hugged me enough thing.
No, the whole not showing my face thing is, my appearance startles people.
So?
San, and I do agree with him. San thinks it's better if I don't show my face too often, and I'm comfortable like this.
Okay, no, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. If somebody else has a problem with how you look, that's their problem. That's not your problem. You don't need to make yourself smaller to make someone else feel better. Fuck that.
No, I mean, you see the person unbutton one side of the veil they're wearing, and then just remove it to the side, so it's pretty much you seeing this. So this person has so what you see is a person that looks almost human. But you see that there are very deep, intricate runes that have been etched into their face. And it continues from beneath their eyes, down their cheeks, to their entire neck. Just these, more like scars and tattoos. So it's...
I literally don't see the problem. You look sick as hell.
When we perform, also, we are not a visual performance. and
Mhm.
I'm, more percussion, so the persons that should, garner more of the attention should be the lead vocalist and the lead, the lead violinist and singer.
Like, it's totally fine to have, like, a performance outfit, but, like, to walk around covering up your whole self just because some people don't have any taste, like, that's not fair to you. I'll talk to Sam about this because he's wrong, and I'm going to tell him he's wrong.
This person doesn't seem like they know what to do. Oh boy. The
Pro
person.
tip: if someone gives you shit about your appearance, just fucking punch them. Like, kick them in the nads and run away. It's their problem, not yours.
I don't believe in violence.
It's not violence.
No, kicking in the nads is violence. Does
No,
she
it's
not know
not.
the meaning of the word? Yeah, nad kicks,
not
violent.
Not to Eva. That's not violence.
Oh boy.
It's not violence. You'll be fine. You vegetarian too?
Well, I prefer not to eat meat.
Uh-huh.
So, I suppose...
I'll still inform Sam of how fucking wrong he is. I thought he was cool. What a tool.
Oh my god. This person seems a little speechless. So you see the transfer whatever entity was in them back into the anchor. And during this process, since you're like, you're closer and you're looking at their face now, you see that they're like their pupil, their iris had gone completely white. And then going back to the flute, their iris returns to the same color that the wood was.
Yeah, that looks super cool. Do you remember the shit the spirits know after they're not a part of you anymore?
You hear... So they had spoken in a more slow voice when the anchor was in them. But now there is like a lighter, more musical voice that comes out of this person. Yes, actually. I remember many things.
Have you ever had a soul inside of you that was a follower of Shar?
Typically followers, Shar meaning the goddess, one would assume, correct? I don't want to be mistaken. Typically followers tend to be that of the human, the mortal kind. Spirits tend not to follow the gods per se. They're kind of their own beings, and they know the gods exist, but they do not draw power from them.
All right. Well, you got any dragon enthusiasts in there?
I mean...
Is this person just a Rolodex at this point?
Yeah.
If there was a spirit that was a dragon enthusiast and they gave me permission to speak with them and for them to be part of my being, then that's sure.
All right. I'm gonna think about all this.
Okay.
You need to think about how nad kicking is not, in fact, violence and is totally fine.
I believe that sounds like a violent act, miss.
No, it's not. It's not violent. Yeah, think about that. I'm gonna talk to my friends about spirit stuff.
Okay.
What constitutes a spirit versus like a, doggy bag leftover of somebody who died?
So you're talking more of a soul.
Sure.
well, souls tend to be it's a little complicated, but souls tend to be those the spirits that were souls come from people. Spirits
Uh-huh.
usually are, well, we're just spirits. We've existed for a long time. Sometimes we then inhabit an object that we seem is interesting or we're drawn to for some reason.
Okay. Well, like I said, my friends have some talking weapons and shit. One of them, I'm pretty sure one of them has her dad in like a
So
sword, which is weird.
that sounds like a soul more than a spirit, though.
I don't know. It's all kind of the same to me.
Okay.
Because it's like a godly relic or something. And I figured a soul can't go to a godly relic. It's got to be something a little bit more powerful, a little punchier.
Okay.
That's my logic, at least, as a a dirty heathen atheist who doesn't believe in gods.
I mean, okay.
I'll talk to them and I'll get back to you.
Sure. Is there anything you would like me to do?
Don't let other people being upset by your appearance control how you dress. Go shopping, get some new clothes. You look awesome. Embrace it. And if anybody gives you shit at the tavern, tell me. And you won't be committing any acts of violence.
But they look very, like, confused and, oh boy. Like, kind of like, oh my god, what have I done? Oh, I'm gonna go back to the tavern.
Okay.
I think I've had enough communing with the spirits with one day.
I bet.
Yeah. He had a lot of interest. Like, you see them get up, and as you're walking back to the tavern, say to you, "Yeah, that one had many interesting stories. Most of them involved the bottom of that river, though."
Now, a serious question about that anchor spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Did the spirit take place, like, happen in the anchor because it was cared for, or did a spirit find an anchor that was well cared for and go, yeah, it seems like a good home for me?
It depends on. It really depends. The flute that I inhabit, I became interested in inhabiting it because it was being cared for by Krang for many, many years. And as my spirit wandered the world, I decided, hey, this seems like a good place to rest. And, I could see a lot and I'll be well cared for and that kind of thing. As for the anchor, Krang tells me that, well, it seemed to be, I don't know how to describe it because I tend to be more fluid. No, not that the anchor isn't. Well, the anchor's not fluid. Less fluid, heavy, solid. Like the anchor speaks to him.
Okay.
So that's why he decided to stay in the anchor.
Okay, I think I get it.
Yeah. So we're drawn to places.
You don't just like magically manifest in something because it had enough attention spent on it.
No.
Okay.
Many. I mean, it's possible, but many of the spirits that we've encountered are the kinds that floats around and then settles on the place for a while.
Okay. Like switching up your style.
Yes, exactly.
Hmm.
Many of us then, if we stay with the object long enough, take characteristics that are similar to the instrument we inhabit.
Okay, so if like you decide to inhabit like a threshold, you just become a total pushover and don't stand to anybody ever.
Well, I mean, for me, I inhabited a flute.
Yeah.
So I became, I don't know, like...
Full of hot air?
That sounds like a joke.
I wouldn't know one if it hit me in the face, so...
Krang tells me that was a joke.
I'm just conversating. when we get to the tavern, I'm gonna open up the door with way more force than I need to. Hey, Sam,
Oh
I got a
no.
bone to pick with you.
No. And you see Craig like go up to Sam's like, I. And he's like, what? Oh no. Sam's like, hi Aoife. Can I help you?
Yeah, are you familiar with the concept of empowering your friends? And have you ever done so?
Aoife, I. Oh gosh. All right. While you're berating San, Rain, what's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Well, I was actually just thinking that I should. This is minor, but I should probably get something to hide my armor. Maybe I was thinking more along the lines like a temporary enchantment to do like a disguise self, maybe.
Mm-hmm. That can be doable.
You know, it just makes clothes look good, you know.
Yeah, you can definitely, we can definitely work on that. You can definitely work on that. Were you thinking of maybe getting like a set of glamored armor in the meantime, like something Zaitari has?
I wish I hadn't sold my glamored armor. Whoops. Did I sell that actually? No, yeah, I did. It's not on there no more. Anywhere. That was dumb.
Would you like to
I guess I could so like this guy's self like normally lasts for like an hour. Could you get something that would like last longer but be more like a kind of like a I'm thinking like a one-time thing, you know, kind of like just like not a, or maybe I'll just buy some studded. That wouldn't work either. But something that I could just like, but I have just change it so it looks like fancy clothes for a while, you know.
Yeah, you can definitely. Let's see.
I mean, I don't know if you could put another whole enchantment on this Guristo studded leather and make it.
You might be able to get like an amulet or a ring or something that would let you cast like 6 hours worth of disguise self.
Yeah, something like that.
Don't you guys have a hat?
Yeah.
We do have a hat, don't we? Yeah, I could do that. I could stand loose something. Yeah, that would work. Yeah, that's a better solution. Why spend money when you don't have to?
I mean, at this point, we should probably start spending money occasionally just to stimulate the economy. Otherwise, we're going to become the new, like, Jeff Bezos of Pondera, where we have all the wealth and everyone else is working in our factories and warehouses and not so much factories, but, you know, you get me.
Hey, everyone has their personal dreams. I'm only sitting on 6K. I mean, it's not that much.
I mean, you can get the disguise self, or you can buy like. What would probably be available to you? I mean, you can probably get a wand of the scribe self. Oh my god.
How much would that be? Because that's something that comes up occasionally for Rain these days. You know, it's gonna.
It does.
A wand of the sky self would probably run you. Let's see, it'd probably be high in demand because that spell is useful as fuck. So let me see. Given the
I mean, also, Zaitari knows it, so worst case scenario, we could probably get her to make something eventually. I mean, I won't say it. I will go ahead and pass on saying my stupid sexual thing. I'm sorry, I've been drinking. And apparently pumpkin cider makes me say weirdly inappropriate things.
So it'd probably run you around 3,000 gold pieces. Just to get one off market.
I think I'll take the hat. Yeah, I'll have from Zaitari, and I'll just lose one of my items when we do that eventually.
Alright, sounds good. What's Tilda up to?
I don't know, because Ro's been having a nap. Sorry.
Do you just wanna sleep?
So we're going over what we're doing in the 2 weeks between now and midsummer, right?
Yes.
Or is it a shorter period of time?
About 2 weeks, so yeah.
Okay. Tilda's just chilling with Theo, decorating the nursery, doing stuff like that.
Okay.
Picking out names.
There is a message that comes back from the farmer about the neon chickens.
Oh, good.
Yeah. He's wondering if there's been an update on the case.
You should probably look into that.
He's been waiting a while.
Yes. Sorry. I thought. Never mind. So we should be. So Tilda will start looking into. What's the word I'm looking for? Strange. I think she already looked into this. It's possibly a Feywild incident or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Could be a trickster god. Could be, Fey tricking people. Sounds like that.
yeah, it might be the work of Fey or trickster gods. Okay. What if? What if, I guess Tilda and Theo can take a visit to the farm
Okay.
to kind of check out any sort of nonsense that's going on.
Okay. Roll an investigation. You will do so as well.
Okie doke.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Has not Ro, sorry. Has Tilda found out yet how many babies she's got brewing around in that tea kettle of a tummy tum?
We are assuming one.
But do you know yet? I'm assuming that
I
eventually
won't
there's like some
know.
scrying you can do on your own stomach. Can you scry on your own unborn children?
Oh, that's gotta be weird.
Yeah. That's kind of weird. I don't know. How,
Oh, that was a great idea.
Great idea. It's still weird.
But scrying creates a sensor 10 feet away.
Oh no!
So you just scry on yourself with the focus zoomed in on the stomach and nothing
Well,
else.
wait, but the sensor for your scrying is stationary, right? So you could just walk over top of it and stand in the middle of it. It'll
It
work
doesn't
perfectly.
see through walls.
Oh, people aren't walls. Come on.
It's literally called the uterine wall.
Damn it! That's actually a really good point.
So you do
Can
your
you
investigation.
Hold on, Ro. This is for,
Well,
no, Tilda. Can you use detect thoughts on your stomach? Yeah.
Oh my god.
My investigation check is 28.
Your investigation check is 28. So you're looking around the chicken coop, the water trough, And
Maybe not in the chicken coop, because that's probably not the best place for a pregnant lady.
the vicinity around the chicken coop.
Okay.
And you notice several things immediately. One, it looks like the chicken wire fence has been cut.
Sure.
It was cut and then somehow welded back together. Second, you notice there are Theo can't see shit. You notice that there is some kind of weird substance in the water trough. It's like you look at it and there's like this fine, like very thin, fine film on top of the water. And when Theo like puts his finger in just to like, check the viscosity of the substance, it looks pretty oily and slightly a tinge green.
Is it just snot?
No, it's not snot. From your investigation check, it's clear that there might be some tampering of the water.
Yeah, right. I got that. I'm just trying to figure out if I were to I'm going to... Sorry, what was that?
Don't mind us in the chat.
I'm going to cast True Seeing.
Okay.
Ooh.
And is there anything particularly interesting about the film, or do I see anything out in the ethereal plane that could be causing it? I don't know.
You do notice one thing.
Sure. There's a hobgoblin standing right next to you.
No. Roughly about just 100 feet out, as you were coming in, there was like a rock outcropping that you guys had passed. That's not a rock outcropping. Looks like that outcropping was an illusion and it was hiding somebody's house.
Somebody's house?
Somebody's house.
Like a very small house, like a fairy house, or like
a cabin house.
Oh, that's a big rock. Okay.
It was a big pretty big outcropping of rocks, yeah. Since you are a wizard, and you're probably going to roll a 20 million Arcana check, you could probably deduce this is hallucinatory terrain.
Okay. I will just say very quietly to Theo, and kind of like turning my back to the house, the house that I can now see. and say, dearest, is there any sort of, magical, person in the record, living next door in the records, about 100 feet out?
Not that I'm aware of. That didn't come up in any discussions with the farmer. Why?
Because there's a, hallucinatory rock outcropping hiding a house
Oh.
about 100 feet that way.
Oh.
And I'm wondering if perhaps this is more of a neighborly prank.
Well, that sounds like it. If there is a person hiding their home using illusionary terrain. Should we go visit? Or should I send the local guard? If it's just a prank? I mean, how is he making dog tails appear in the ethereal plane?
My guess is that there's a blink dog that mated with the dog,
Perhaps.
that belongs to this farmer.
Maybe. I mean...
So there.
Should we... I mean... We should confront him. I mean, this is taking valuable time from us.
That is true. Yes, let's shall.
Okay.
I will lead him over to the rocky outcropping that is actually a house.
Okay.
Knock on the door.
Okay.
Hello, is anyone home? We see you in there, darling. Well, at least one of us does.
Okay, you guys wait. And you wait. And about 5 minutes later, there is a loud crash from inside the house. And, like, the door swings open. And there is this... There is the most scraggly looking, like, stick of a goblin. Like, one eye is looking to the left, the other eye is looking straight ahead.
Okay.
Just, you know, and just dressed in, like, leather armor that has these tiny little fetish statues on them, multiple, like, tiny hook beads and other weird, you know, paraphernalia. And he just, one of the eyes looks up at you. It's like, what do you want?
Hello there. I am Duchess Matilda Persephone Adelaide Bernadine Galantra, Loyola near Galantra.
Your name's long.
It is, yes. You can call me, Your Grace.
What do you want?
We'd like to know if you're responsible for, the weirdly colored chickens and the, puppies with ethereal, tails next door.
They wouldn't shut up.
Who wouldn't shut up?
The chickens. They go quack, 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 quack.
Yes, well, that is what chickens do, darling. There's no reason to mess with someone else's property.
But they wouldn't shut up.
They're still someone else's property, and in this land we have laws. against such meddling.
Okay. Just that one eye is just looking at you guys, and
Yep,
Theo's like, for the disruption of the tampering of one's private property, there is a fine of the property's worth times 3 times the gold price. So you are looking at a heavy fine of. There is a door that is slammed in your face. And Theo's like, well, that went well. Maybe I should just send the guards. I don't know if I want to deal with this.
I don't either, to be completely honest, dearest. Yes, send the guards.
Okay, I'll send the guards.
No one can say we didn't try.
Nope. I do not want to deal with the next couple of days, says Theo. I have merchants coming in to talk about trade routes. Are you going to need any help in the next few days, dear, with the nursery?
What do you think of the name Balthazar for a boy?
What would that be a nickname for?
You mean what sort of nickname would we
Well,
give him?
if Balthazar. So if other children were to, give him a nickname, what would that shorten to?
Balls.
Zar?
Oh.
Balto, yeah.
Balto?
Baldo.
It's just a thought.
Balthazar. That's not bad. I was leaning towards Nathaniel myself.
It's not bad, not bad. Doesn't give me a second. Yes, Lord Navid and the Paquets.
Oh,
I can't remember.
with their long string of N names.
N's and K's, yes.
Oh dear.
They already have a Nathaniel.
Oh, I see. That could be very confusing.
Yes, especially since they are barons in the Galantra duchy.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, we don't have to keep role-playing this out.
Yeah,
It's just
he
Tilda's
goes through
mostly trying to distract.
Yeah, they'll go through a few more names.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, back to you. So Aoife is standing in front of San, and San is just like, oh my god. Aoife, I didn't mean it as a... It was...
You were prioritizing how strangers felt over your friend.
No, Aoife, that's not what...
You suggested that they stay covered up, just in case they scared other people?
Look.
Isn't that what you did?
Me and Crying spoke about this together, and we thought it was better if they covered themselves, not to draw more attention to...
You're a bard group. Attention's literally your career.
Yes, but oh my god.
You want attention as bards to get jobs. Yes.
Yes.
That's pretty straightforward, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and then there's this thing called being a supportive friend, where you don't tell your friend, hey, you might scare people because you got sick-ass scars.
Mm.
You weren't very supportive, Sam.
Roll an insight check on him.
Okay. Let me get back over to that tab.
Yeah.
Here we go. Insight. Not great.
He didn't roll great either. There's something else he's hiding, for sure, about the situation.
Dun dun dun.
Aoife does not care.
Yeah, I figured Aoife wasn't gonna care.
She's still like, this is super shitty. So, like, are you actually a decent guy, or are you one of those that pretend you're a decent guy to, score points? Because so far it's looking like the latter.
Aoife, there's a little...
And if you say it's complicated, it's only complicated because you're letting it be complicated.
There's a
That's
little...
something I'm noticing about all the people around here. They like to say, oh, it's complicated, when really it's, I don't want to take the simple solution because I feel smarter this way. Like, come on.
Aoife, there's a little more to it. And that's all I can really say.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You're a pussy.
Well, yes, I am a tabaxi.
He just kind of just shakes his head. It's like, yeah, I can't argue with this.
This is some kind of bullshit. I'm just saying. And if it's, like I said, if you say it's complicated, it's probably not complicated. Nothing's ever as complicated as a lot of people seem to think it is. Because, like, if it's like a wanted situation, like there are wanted posters or whatever, just like, executioner style, take out the enemy. They're not a problem if they're fucking dead. And you don't have to, I turn to them, like, you don't have to do anything. You can keep your no violence streak going.
Krang, like, when you look at their eyes, Krang is just like, he's like looking at Sin and looking at you, and he's just like, they're like, I don't know what to do in this situation.
It's okay. Mommy and Daddy are fighting, and Mommy's right again. Also, like, I don't mean it that way. That's weird. I'm 16. San, you're probably old as fuck. I don't actually know how old you are. But, like, not like that.
Krang says he's really old.
You know what I mean. I mean it not like that.
Ooh, okay. Alright. Just, yeah. Just think of me what you will.
That's literally all you got?
That's literally all I got, because I can't tell you anymore.
Can't or won't?
Can't.
What's physically stopping you from telling me anything?
Couple damn oaths. That's how it's keeping me.
Couple oaths?
Yeah.
You can talk, right? Are these oaths magical and prevent you from speaking these words? I guess so. Wow, who knew? Alright, well. if you ever want to have a friend who's gonna fully support you and like kill for you, you know where to find me. San, you're old enough. You should know better. I'm gonna walk out
Yeah, okay.
and go back to the group and announce loudly that there's somebody in the bars that can talk to spirits. So if you need to talk to a spirit, we got someone for that.
Aoife, as you're walking out, you probably, can you roll me a perception check?
Sure. Passive perception is 21.
Okay.
Just as a heads up.
Okay. You don't notice anything.
Okay.
Alright.
Wow.
Yeah.
With a 20, she didn't notice anything?
No.
It's intense.
San is another monk, though, so if it's something San's doing. He's also
Might
the
be.
wily type.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. I think we can end it early for tonight. Just let me know if there's any additional things you want done before this heist.
Yeah, Aoife's going to have to work with people that figure out, like, a rich, noble-bred alter ego.
Okay, sounds good.
Because she's very adamantly anti-noble, so she knows absolutely nothing about being noble.
Fair.
Okay, man. Eat the rich.
Sounds
It's all right.
like nobility boot camp for Aoife.
Yeah,
with
get a
Drill
teacher,
Sergeant Tilda.
teach her
Basically-
just enough etiquette so that she can spit in the face of it in a believable way.
Got a pretty womaner.
Something like that. I've actually never seen Pretty Woman, so
What?
You'd like it.
Basically got it memorized because my mom watched it so much. but-
yeah.
I mean, it's got its definite, like, didn't age well points,
Mm-hmm.
but overall, it was reasonable.
It's very
Yeah.
much a movie from the 80s.
Yes, thank you. That's a good way to put it.
Mm. I mean, I know it's a classic, or considered a classic, and I'll probably see it eventually at some point. I just haven't.
It's one of those you don't have to rush out and see it, but if it's on, it's worth a watch.
Yeah, like
Well,
if you have Netflix.
regular. We don't have, regular TV, but we do have Netflix. Is it on Netflix right now?
I don't know. I'm assuming it will be at some point if it's not.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I'm sure they rotate in from time to time.
Yeah, it'd be on their cycle.
But, ugh. I just watched some real lame stuff on Netflix today. Very disappointing.
I
Sorry.
haven't watched anything on Netflix in ages except for Legend of Korra.
Which is so good.
It's
Yeah.
very good. I very much enjoy it.
They just
I,
added Knight's Tale